Millions of people around the world wear mobile devices or have apps on their smartphones that track how much they exercise. John Yang explores whether that data from the Fitbit some of you are wearing right now, perhaps, and other apps, also reveals sensitive national security information.
Judy, a 20-year-old student in Australia took a close look at data posted late last year by Strava, a website and mobile app that tracks millions of users' athletic activity around the world. The student, who's studying international security, discovered that these so-called heat maps from trillions of GPS points showed not only mundane big city jogging routes, they also reveal the locations of bases where military forces and intelligence services exercise. Here's a map that he posted that he says shows where soldiers jog along the beach in Mogadishu, Somalia, near what's likely a reported CIA annex. This is a map of the Bagram airfield in Afghanistan. And here's a map showing where Turkish forces patrolled north of Manbij in Syria. For more on all of this, we turn to Zach Whitaker, the security editor at ZDNet, a website that covers technology. Zach, thanks so much for joining us. Help us understand exactly what information has been apparently inadvertently disclosed here that might be of use to enemies of the United States.
So a lot of data, really, fitness tracking data from when you're walking, when you're cycling, when you're doing CrossFit sports. All this data is obtained by the fitness tracker in your phone, in your pocket, on your wrist, and it goes through an app called Strava, and it's uploaded to their systems. The whole point of the app is essentially to help you compete with people who you work with, who you're friends with, so you can essentially, run a competition with your friend to see who can cycle or run to work the fastest. And this kind of data is tracking your location from point A and point B.
The map we showed of Bagram, everyone knows where Bagram Airfield is, but the specific information that's being used, that's showing where people are running or walking, how could that be of use to the enemy?
This kind of data is available on the internet, it's available as a map, and anyone with an internet connection can see this map and can see areas. For example, if they're an enemy of the states, they can look at their nearby location. They can see where people are walking, people are moving with a fitness tracker in their pocket. And this it's quite obvious when people are nearby, especially in situations where they're in the military, in military bases, in the middle of the war zone. They can use this data to build a profile of people who are in the military base, in a government facility, for example, and they can use it to plan attacks if need be.
Today, the Pentagon urged Defense Department personnel to place strong privacy settings on wireless technologies and applications. With Fitbit and things like that, how easy is it to do that?
It's relatively easy, but the problem that most people have been finding with this is that they didn't realize that their data was being uploaded in the first place, because the privacy settings on the app involved, on the Strava app, it's very difficult to figure out exactly how this data is being uploaded in the first place. You've got these different privacy settings that when you enable the privacy settings, they don't seem to stop the data flow in the first place. So it's very difficult and very confusing to the average person like me and you to figure out how to turn this data off in the first place.
And also this points out the differences between opting in and opting out of privacy, of sending this information.
Yeah, and the problem is with this app is that it appears to be opt-out rather than opt-in. So whenever you load this app, you are uploading all your information or your geolocation or your data points to the cloud, and it's very clear from the map, how precise this information is.
Are there security and privacy concerns for average people beyond military, beyond intelligence services that average people should be worried about with all this information being sent up into the cloud?
Well, obviously, the first and foremost priority is for people who are in the military, who are in government. They're the sort of people who might be targeted by foreign intelligence agencies for conducting espionage, essentially, by trying to turn them to a foreign power. If you know when someone is leaving and entering work and going back to their home, it's easy to identify people. It's very possible that ordinary people could face some reprisals from this as well. I mean, you've got people who are victims of domestic abuse and people who are, who are concerned about stalkers and situations like that. And they can easily be, their privacy can easily be undermined by this.
Zach Whitaker of ZDNet, thanks so much for joining us tonight.
Thanks.